The U.S. Department of Education says that technical education and its popularity is on the rise. The department reports that 77% of high school students enrolled in at least one certified technical education course in 2019, which should make the folks at Ohio HiPoint extremely happy to see that their specialty shows no signs of slowing down. Ohio HiPoint Career Center's mission is to develop our most valuable resource, people, by providing quality career technical and academic education. Tonya Ramey is the high school director for the Career Center, and she joined me this week to discuss how they're working hard to mold, educate, and guide our future tradesmen and women of tomorrow to compete in the 21st century. I'm Kevin McShann. Let's have this conversation. But if you're ready, welcome into the program, and I'm excited to learn all the great work you do at the Ohio HiPoint Center in regards to technical education. Great to be with you this afternoon, and thank you so very much for being here.
Great to be with you too, Kevin.
Tonya, I know that one of the major initiatives for your center is to develop people and give them high quality education. So I'm wondering if we can start by you telling me more about the great work that you do at the center there in Ohio.
Well, we believe that a strong community and a strong economy comes from a solid educational foundation, Kevin. We work really hard to give our students the educational knowledge they need to ultimately be contributing members of society, reinvesting in the community that's investing in us. At Ohio HiPoint, you'll find hands-on learning, career technical labs, very strong academics blended with our career programs. They can earn college credits, industry credentials, and stand out at colleges for their applications still while in high school. So the fact they're standing out and standing up for the workforce and we're helping prepare them is what we're all about, Kevin.
Fantastic, and I know I don't have to tell you this, but the value of vocational or technical education is vital in today's society because not everybody's cut out for a four-year degree, and I'm curious to get your thoughts on the advantages that a technical education can offer as well.
Well, we believe at Ohio HiPoint that students and people just start subconsciously determining what their passion is and what their work goals are very, very early. Their first year in school, their first time playing with their siblings, associating their skills and interests to specific pathways. So subconsciously, they are deciding their path. And so now people are really starting to explore those with students earlier in their career paths earlier and learn and understand those pathways of education and job availability and the needs in the workforce. So we pride ourselves at Ohio HiPoint to connect students' passions to their dreams and multiple pathways to success. College isn't for everybody, and we've been focusing this year, Kevin, on the 3 E's of enrollment, enlistment, and employment. And actually next week, we're gonna have a signing day for all of those, not just for college athletes, not just for college academics, but we're gonna have a signing day for our kids that are going in the military, that are going into the workforce, and that are going to college. We believe that college isn't for everybody, but career skills are, and college may be a step to that path. but it isn't a cookie cutter education pathway. That's not what we believe in. We believe there are so many pathways to get to that career passion.
Yeah. Ohio High Point is a school of choice for its students to gain hands on work experience in a specific career path. Remy. He took some time out to further explain how it works and how they give their students a competitive edge in the classroom and in the workforce.
We sure can. We have Ohio High Point has 14 districts that feed into our main campus. I'm at main campus right now, but there are 14 other schools that our students are here from. However, we also have 44 different programs in their schools. So it may be in a middle school and it may be in a high school, but we want them to start thinking about what their career is going to look like from a very young age. And even working and taking our programs into the elementaries and having them work on that and to start thinking about what that plan is going to be so they can plan to come to High Point and earn their way in. We have credits they have to have, attendance, GPA. So they are, when they sign up and they fill out an application, they are choosing to be here. We're a school of choice. We also, though, are a free public institution with no fees. And we help them explore and do career assessments if they're not sure. We also help them look to seek out these credentials and earn their college credits while they're here. But we're wanting them to develop into their lifelong work. And a lot of times we get them involved too in their work-based learning experiences so that they can have their lifetime job. In fact, last week I got a picture of one of our students, our work career counselor was out there, and he went into one of the restaurants that one of our students started working at when they were here, and they were like, this is my lifetime job, I love it here. So we're actually helping them from a very young age explore careers, but then move into what their lifelong hope and dreams are going to be. And however we help them get there, we do. And our staff has scholarships that we pour into. We gave away $14,000 in scholarships the other day in our scholarship committee, and most of that is coming from our staff, our Board of Education, our community, to help our kids in that next step. One of the students got a $1,000 scholarship, and her hope was to get an Apple computer to go to Arizona State online to work with that. Some of them are going to their nursing careers, and we're helping them just take that next step. So it is a lifelong journey.
Absolutely. And I was curious to also ask you about the evolution of technical education and how you think it's advanced to meet the needs of today's students and the workplace.
Yeah, so one thing I'm really excited to share with you, when I was thinking about our evolution, one thing we're working on now in our smart technology and engineering program is autonomous cars. So we have an autonomous highway that is being developed and is being worked on, and our kids are getting a chance to work on those cars and work on the engineering of that autonomous highway and those cars. So we developed a program called Smart Technologies and Engineering, where those kids are doing that and using their knowledge and resources to help develop that highway. Also looking at programs like cybersecurity, anything that is going to look at the future of careers and not just stay in what our students have always known career tech to be, but what could it be in the future? So autonomous cars right now, cybersecurity, all of those things. We are also in the middle of a $30 million renovation project to open up more relevant and more up-to-date labs and equipment.
And I know that your specific institution prides itself on firsthand career experiences, and I know that you work with high schools in the area to also provide that hands-on experience. So I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we also have one of the largest satellite divisions in the state. We are a rural career center, but our schools, most of our schools are anywhere from 40 to 50 minutes away. So our kids are traveling far to main campus. So the fact that we can have 44 programs in those districts and allow our teachers to connect importance of a career education to students in their own school. So there's no travel, there's no time loss. They can be there. And some of our major players, we are also the center of manufacturing in Ohio, and our major players are engineering, automotive, and manufacturing. And these industries require some healthcare, hospitality services. We're in a unique setting to have real world learning opportunities to every student every day. And we go just from main campus, but also our district extends to all, well, we have programs in 10 of the 14 districts that come to us right now. So, and that changes. Sometimes we offer it in 11, 12, 13, it just depends. But we have programs in a majority of our districts.
And I'm also curious to ask you about Ohio specifically, how the labor market has changed there and how schools like yours can help fill the void of some vacant positions in the technical space.
That's a great question, Kevin. As the market changes, our superintendent and the director of career tech and myself are constantly looking to what programs can we offer that students can benefit from. And in fact, we opened an HVAC program because we saw the need 3 years ago for HVAC and electric, and there just weren't workers. Like the workers are mostly the majority in their 50s and 60s in electric and plumbing and HVAC. So we need to fill that workforce. That's part of our mission and our charge. So we started with the program, had 3 or 4 students in it. Our program maxes out at 25, and right now this year, and we're only a few years in, we have 22 that we've accepted so far for next year. So if it maxes out at 25, that's really exciting for just a few years into the program.
Yeah, absolutely. Changing with the times is always important because you can stay relevant in the content you offer. Absolutely. And I'm curious to ask you about students with disabilities. You know, I was born with what's called spastic quadriplegia cerebral palsy, and it's really one of my passions to make sure that students with disabilities or people with disabilities are given the same employment opportunities as their able-bodied counterparts. So I'm curious to ask you about technical education in the space of students with disabilities and the opportunities that may be available to them as well.
Well, our students with disabilities have every opportunity that other students have. We offer the same resources that a K-12 would to support them. And in fact, I think sometimes more, because many of our students come in, our population of special needs is anywhere between 29 and 33%. And the average K-12 district is from 12 to 20%. So our percentage of disabilities and special needs is higher than most schools. So we have the resources, we call them BOCES, and they're basically our special education coordinators. We have 2 full-time BOCES and aides in the room. And we also have aides that come from our partner schools when we have students that struggle with mobility, that they can also be learning the skills and have the assessment that they need and the support they need to do that. So we offer everything and more that a K-12 does for our disabled students. And we also partner with higher ed to establish pathways to that successful enrollment for them. We meet with them and we talk about how they access those things in their higher education as well, because they're as able and as capable as any other student. And we try to get everything else out of the way.
Absolutely. And Todd, I'm also curious to ask you about the power of partnerships and collaboration. You know, for any community to succeed, I believe that the power of collaboration is powerful, and certainly in technical education, I'm sure that you would agree with that. So I'm just curious to get your thoughts on the power of collaboration.
Yeah, Kevin, thank you for asking that. Our Board of Education is 17 members strong, and that's a really large school board of education, and it comes from all of our partner districts and all of our educational service centers, and they come together every month and sometimes more than that to collaborate and provide for us and partner with us for K-12 and career tech. So that's where our partnership starts, and our support from our Board of Education is phenomenal. So that starts there. And then we start working with the county chamber and our community. In fact, we had so many stakeholders involved with our groundbreaking for renovations. We also have this signing day coming next week on May 4th, where so our community leaders will be here on May 4th to do our signing day. And during that, they are going to tell our kids how proud they are of them, and that partnership is huge. Also, the big partnership we have every day is with all of our workforce that are training up our students. So we teach them how to do things in the classroom. They go out to the job, and it's called our school-based or our work-based learning program. So they go out to the job and they get credit for school and work and get paid. So kids love that, and they can spend a lot of their week and a lot of their time working, and those partners are invaluable because then our kids go out and say, oh, what you taught me really is true. I had to do this, this, and this. And now what we're finding, and what I get really excited about with our work-based learning program is some of our students that started 3-4 years ago are now becoming our students' bosses. And they're becoming, they're like, oh, I was at HiPoint, I started in that program, and now I'm going to be your boss, and I'm going to teach you what I've learned. So those partnerships are great. A lot of HiPoint kids, it's a family tradition. Their mom went here, dad went here. So we have a strong community, and obviously our biggest partner and the people that drive Ohio HiPoint is our staff. We have an amazing staff of academic and career tech teachers that are so connected to their advisory committees. The advisory committees come into the labs and advise on what is relevant and what to teach. So our teachers spend a lot of time staying up to date on equipment and everything they need to be successful, and make sure when we send kids out that they can be successful. That's most important.
Ramey says that it's important to remember that all students have skills, talents, and attributes to contribute to society, and that a technical education can also provide a competitive edge to compete in the labor market of today.
Well, my thoughts are that it's not a cookie cutter education. And personally, I've talked a lot about career, but personally, I've had my oldest daughter went the traditional route through a 4-year college and is doing well. And my son did work-based learning and went straight to the workforce and is an electrician and is doing well. I think it is just the path that a student sees for themselves and where their passion is, and making sure they can tap into those work skills younger rather than later, so that they can explore and figure out what they want to do, what they're passionate about, and where their skills lie, and having adults and teachers and leaders and stakeholders and job employers come alongside them and say, I see your skill, I'm going to help train that skill, and we're going to fill that workforce. I don't think there's any one way to get there. I believe every student has a path of their own, and if their passion involves additional education, great. If it doesn't, then get right to work.
Absolutely. And I'm curious to finally ask you if there's anything else you want to share about the great work that you do, and anything else you wish to highlight, and how can people get involved with Ohio HiPoint if they're so inclined to do that.
Well, they can always visit our website, ohiohighpoint.com, and look at the great things that are happening here. We won lots of awards with Skills USA today. It was exciting. We celebrated with our kids. A lot of it was virtual, but they still won and are going to go to nationals. And our kids, even in these last 2 years that have been pretty tough, have risen above and taken on the challenge and are doing great. We would love to continue to add partners all over the country and into other countries of coming in and visiting our website and supporting what we're doing. Also, we're also looking for partners that will give our students opportunities for careers, that will be advisors to our programs, that if they can go on the website, look at all of our different programs, and if they want to be advisors to our programs and to our teachers, to reach out and to give input that way. And now that we're in more of a virtual world, we could expand our virtual and advisory impact. And also, we have scholarships that we give our kids. If donations want to be made to our scholarship fund, they can get involved that way too, and actually be one of our sponsors for our programs. The Sloan Foundation is one of our biggest supporters and funds a lot of our equipment. So, and our community has funded our PI renovation project for $30 million right now. So we have lots of people pouring into our students and our staff, and we're so very grateful, Kevin. And I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to talk to you today and respect your work so much.
Tonya, I really want to thank you for the great work that you do in advancing technical education, because I think there's a big avenue of opportunities for students that don't usually go the traditional education route. And I want to thank you for joining me this afternoon. It's most appreciated.
Oh, you're very welcome. I've been honored to be with you and to meet you today. Thanks again, Kevin.